Welcome to African in New York. I'm Deogracius Miller, the Executive Director of this show. As you all know, African in New York welcomes African and African Americans of higher achievements to come to this studio and to tell us about whatever they're doing in New York City. And today we are lucky to have Mr. Molly Koyate. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here.
Maury Koyate is a community liaison of the African Advisory Council of the Office of the Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. Maurice, as well, is the co-founder of Miss Global Peace. At the same time, is the co-producer of the Tam Tam, The Sound of Africa, that comes out every week on ICR TV. Maury also comes originally from Guinea.
Yes.
So before we start asking you some questions, could you just, talk a little bit about your background?
Well, thank you for having us. I'm really excited to be here on your show. And I came here in 1997. I was actually 17 years old when I came here. I've been in New York City for over 16 years now. And I call it the cutting edge city, where everything happens before it happens everywhere else. So it's a privilege, and I'm really happy to be here, living here in New York City, and progressing in New York City, attending high school in Richmond Hill High School in Queens, and then attending college here, finishing college, having my degree in political science. So I'm just happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, so welcome. Now, we are going to start to talk about your activism in the African Advisory Council of the Office of the Bronx Borough President.
Yes.
I mean, what is this African Advisory Council, and what do you do there?
Well, the African Advisory Council was basically created by the African leaders in the Bronx. It's been there for years, over 5 years now. It's been there, and back in the day, there was a lot of problems in the Bronx. There was a lot of violence against Africans. So the political leaders wanted to know what is it that they can do. How can they address who are the leaders in the community? So that's when they contacted a few people like Nabi and other people. So they came together and actually created the African Advisory Council, a council that would advise the borough president of the issues concerning Africans in the Bronx.
So when you say African community leaders, are you talking about African communities like Malian community, Nigerian community, or you're talking about other communities?
I'm talking about all African communities. The African Advisory Council is made up of people from everywhere, from the Congo, from Ivory Coast, from Guinea, from Liberia, from Mali. It's made up of leaders from all over Africa. So we meet once a month, every first Thursdays, at the courthouse, at the Bronx Supreme Court, and everybody come together, and we just discuss issues regarding that's going on in the community, basically.
So you say that the way this started was because there were some issues with the Africans in the Bronx.
Yes, there was. Back then, there were no organizations really, to contact when something happens, like a cab driver gets shot. There's no leadership, basically. That's when the borough president contacted a few leaders that he knew, and then they formed the African Advisory Council. So me as the liaison, I'm actually like the face of the organization. So when you have events going on and our chairman cannot be there, so you contact me and I'll be there, and I'll basically cover your event, and I'll just see what is it that your event is about, and I'll make a report to the board, basically.
So this is in the office of the president, the borough president of the Bronx.
Yes.
So how much support do you get from the president?
We have a lot of support. The council has gone a long way. We have so much support. We have a lot of support from the borough president. Everything that's discussed at the council meeting, is reported to the Bronx Borough President, so that we have a voice, in his office. Many borough presidents or many leaders don't have that. Most Africans here living in the U.S., we don't have a voice in their offices. But by having an African Advisory Council, that will advise your office of issues that's going on, then we have a voice. When something goes on, we can speak directly to the leadership, to the borough president's office. I believe that this is something that needs to be replicated across the borough, hopefully nationwide.
So I understand that this is for people of African origin. They have one voice which comes through this African Advisory Council, which is a good thing. And I'm sure that a lot of Africans may not be aware of this council. So, and they may be at this particular moment wondering, like, how are they going to be members and how are they going to participate in these meetings if they want to?
Well, we usually, like I said, we meet every first Thursday. The African Advisory Council of the Bronx Borough Presidents, focuses only on the Bronx.
So, you need to be a community leader.
No, you don't have to be a community leader to be a member. You could just be an active member. You come once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and you can join a committee on the council. So when you join a committee, and then after 2 years, because my term as the liaison is 2 terms.
Right.
Every other, like the chairman's term is also 2 years. So when we do the votes, the elections to elect new leadership, then you can say, hey, I want to be a chairman. But if you have the credentials and the credibility to win, maybe people will support you. But us, we've been in the community, we've been working, we've been protesting for all kind of issues. So people see us, and if you want to run against us, you can try.
Yeah. So this is the African Council in the Bronx. You don't have to be a community leader, but you need to be a member, which means that you need to participate in the events.
Exactly.
And I understand all that.
And just to clarify, again, the African Advisory Council of the Bronx Borough President focuses on the Bronx Borough. Now,
only the Bronx.
Yes. So we are active in the Bronx. All right, but we create partnership with other organizations across the city. So if you're an organization and you don't live in the Bronx, you can come to our meeting and we can create a partnership with you so we can coordinate much better. So there's a better coordination.
Okay, so what are the issues that the African Council is facing at the moment? What are the African issues in the Bronx at the moment?
Well, at first, we had Ebola, the Ebola, that was devastating to our community. It devastated the economy of Africa, especially Nigeria, Ghana, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. And, it was really hard on the community. So we organized protests, and, there's a lot of council members participating in the protest. Just awareness, just to create awareness, teach people about prevention, Ebola prevention, and just different awareness events, basically. And then, recently the main issue that we were facing was the temporary protection, that the immigration, basically. When people come here, they were supposed to stay. They're supposed to have an extension to their visas. It's actually called the TPS, temporary protection. Forgot the last word. So we were fighting to extend that, because when people apply for TPS, they actually get to work, get to stay here and have a working permit and actually, get a job here in the U.S. So it actually helped a lot of people. So, due to the works of many activists, including me, we successfully managed to have an extension at the U.S. Congress. So they extended the TPS, basically.
All right, good. So this is only one part of activities that Molly does,
Yes.
and is also involved in Miss Global Peace. So I'm aware that this is trying to bring Africans and people of African origin together,
Okay.
because you want to showcase the African beauty, the black beauties.
Well, Miss Global Peace is a concept that me and Marie Claudine we came up with. You know, it's basically about to promote peace everywhere. You know, and we wanted it to be under Peace December. So Peace December is an organization that promotes peace everywhere. You know, it's chaired by Sheikh Musa Drabe. So we wanted to create something, a beauty pageant that would just, you know, be there to promote entrepreneurship and beauty and promote peace. That would just dedicate themselves to just promoting peace. It's a small pageant right now. It's like an honorary thing. So we just crown somebody, and just the person will just be there to promote peace, basically.
So how do contestants participate?
Well, the contestants, you know, are selected, you know, by us. So we observe people. You know, we always, you know, watching people, see, you know, like if the person is qualified to and stable enough to promote peace, you know, for a year.
Yeah, what's Miss Global Peace for this year?
It's going to be in December. You know, it's going to be in December. We haven't decided when yet. We crowned one person last year. You know, she's been doing a good job.
What's her name, and where does she come from?
Her name is Hebrew, and she's from Burkina Faso. Hebrew Lincoln.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been doing great. You know, she's all over the place. You know, promoting. You know, with her banner. You know, talking about peace and basically. So.
And then there is also another thing that he does. Is the co-producer of the TV show. With the name of the TV show is Tam Tam, the Sound of Africa, which comes on ACR TV.
On ACR TV every Saturday at 8 p.m. I'm actually the creator and the executive producer, the one and only executive producer.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about your show and what's the Tam Tam, the Sound of Africa? Because I did some French studies. Tam Tam, écoutez le tam tam means listen to the sound.
Yes.
So can you talk about that? I can practice my French now.
Yes. Well, Tam Tam is a very exciting project. I'm really happy to be doing it, and it happened through Monsieur Jean Béliard, who is the owner of the ACR station. I did an interview with him a while ago, and then he was looking for me to create a show just for Guinea-Conakry, you know, for my country. But, you know, after putting together a big team of 20 people, we decided that we're going to do a show just, you know, for all Africa that way. We're going to have enough material, and we're going to cover all Africa.
Thank you for that answer. It was a good answer, I must say. So my next question to you is going to be, what are the advantages? I mean, I know that you're currently a college student. Africa is called the motherland. And it's not just called the motherland just because it's the motherland. It's because that's really
the African diaspora has been spread a long time around the world. But we are focusing on the new generation of Africans that came to America.
Once you move from one environment to another, it's natural that you do change.
Like when you're young, when you're starting to learn a language, it's easy for you to pick up.
All right, so we have another guest coming in, but before we welcome her to the studio, I know that you talked about the African Advisory Council as the council that gives one voice to Africans in the Bronx.
Yes.
And now, before we close and we welcome another guest in the studio, I just want you to, remind a little bit the African people about what the council does and why is it very important for them to join the council?
Civic engagement. You have to be aware of the issues that are going on. You have to be engaged civically. So, if you don't engage, you cannot make changes. If you don't engage the politicians and everything else, the politics, you cannot change the things that you don't like about whatever they vote on. So at least making your voice heard, telling the people that this is what you're for and this is what you're against is very important. That way people would take you into account when it's time to, when it's time to vote, and they know you're there and you're part of the constituents, so they take you into consideration when they represent you in Albany or at the city council.
Now we have K-Dieux Baldi. She is the founder of BKK Solutions, and BKK Solutions is a beauty supplies business.
Yeah.
So welcome to the studio.
Hi, welcome. Thank you. How are you doing, Mr.
Dear Gracious,
Decorative.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So can you, before we start, can you just, tell us a little bit about your background before we can start asking you some questions?
Okay. As you just said, my name is Baldi K-Dieux Karim. I'm a graduate in business management in Malaysia, which is a British school. But my main reason of starting beauty product, it's because I had problem with my face and my hair. My hair wasn't growing. I had hair loss. I had pimples and all that. So by doing what I'm doing for myself, I started giving it out to people. So that's how they told me that I should do it as a business concept.
Okay. So what you're saying is you started the BKK Solutions,
Yeah.
which is a beauty supplies business.
Yeah, brand of K-Dieux.
Yes, because, and then you say the brand is
K-Dieux.
K-Dieux.
Yes.
And then the reason why you started the business was because you had problems with your skin,
Yes.
that you had pimples.
And I had the hair loss. I didn't have hair at all.
So how did you manage to get away from these problems?
Okay, when you start having pimples, we worry about what we're supposed to use, what we're not supposed to use. But I was so worried, how am I gonna get rid of these pimples? I bought a lot of product, I go to the market, I read a lot of internet. So my own decision was, why not try to make my own stuff from home? So I came with this idea that let me try, because I've been buying a lot of things all the time, having this one, when anybody tell you, okay, they recommend me things, I go and buy them. So I decided, let me do my own things, which is organic. So I started doing my own product at home. I started cleaning my face, making my own mask and all that, which I don't buy anymore. So I just buy the ingredients and they're all organic. They can just go into my skin layer, and it was so good, and my people were seeing it so fast. Within 6 months, I get rid of my pimples and my hair too started growing. So I started using this same product on my hair, and I saw that it's working. That's how I started helping other girls, other people, my friends around me. I give it to them for free. So meanwhile, they tell me all the time, why don't you sell this to people? Because it's helping us. So you can take it as a business concept. It's gonna work. It took me 2 years before I started making it and selling it out. So how I even started it was just something very small. Because after graduation, I was just, okay, what do? I don't wanna work for anybody. Should I go and do fashion? Should I be a model? Should I do this? Should I do that? So just one night, I just decided, I make few, like that was 4. I give it out to Chinese, like this was not Africans. They use it. This guy had some burn on his skin. And he used it for like 5 days. He told me, K-Dieux, this thing is working for my burning. Like, it wasn't for that, but it works for him on his hand. So that's how everything started. I started selling it out for pimples. People use it and they say, yeah, it's working for us, K-Dieux. I started making 4, 5, 10, 50, 100.
So this is something that you're making by yourself?
Yes.
This is your brand?
Yeah, this is my brand.
And what do you use to make it?
I use organic oils, which is very safe. Even kids can use them. They are made from food, like those castor oil, almonds, shea butter mostly, because that's a good thing. It's made in Africa. So if that's the only thing that you can apply, it goes straight to the pores and go inside without having any problem with your skin. So yeah, those are the type of, the other oils I buy them in America, which I'm staying in Malaysia, but I buy them online. But they're all organic and very cheap. They will never do anything to your skin. When you apply yourself, you feel like, yeah, I have applied something very good to my skin. It's used, men can use them, women can use them as well.
Yeah, so for people who have skin problems,
Yeah.
because also we're going to talk about the hair loss as well.
Yeah.
So the skin problem, and they use your products, and you know, they try to get like the best results, and they get the best result. So I mean, why do you think your treatment works?
Why do I think my treatment works?
Yeah.
It's because, you know, when something is organic, it's made from food. And I know that whatever that you can put in your system that things works for you, when you apply it from your outside system, it's definitely going to work for you. That is why, and there is so many people that have been using it and giving me feedback. So that's give me more confidence that, yes, let me go ahead and do this because it's working for other people.
Yeah, so this is the skin problem.
Yeah, that's
what about the hair loss?
Okay, the hair, I came long way with the hair too, because it's all the same concept. I believe in anything that you know that you can put on your skin, like you can put it in your system. You're not supposed to put that on your skin. So whatever that I know that when I put it on my face, and whatever that I know that I can eat it, so I'm safe with that. So first, my hair, I started making with food, which are avocados, you know, from home. I use honey and eggs, and people mock me. They tell me, why are you using food on your skin, like yogurt? But so far, I found those things are very good for my hair. And I don't use any chemical unless the shampoos I buy from outside. But I'm very cautious. I make sure I read every ingredient that is on it before I put it on my hair. I make sure I don't damage my hair. So that's how I came with my own concept to making that hair cream. When you apply it, it goes direct to your system. Some people even tell me it makes them cool down, it makes them sleep. So that's how I decided it's a good thing too, because I've found 2 to 3 people, 4, 5, 10 that tells me, yeah, this thing will like it, and it's working.
So how long have you been operating right now?
It's just since I started on my own, or selling it to people.
Since when you started, and since when you started your own BKK Solutions?
Okay, my company was registered in 2014 in Guinea, 2014. I started giving out, that was November, but I stopped. Then when I came back, because I live in Malaysia, so I started developing and making that I do some branding and put it up as K-Deux product. It's just been 1 year, 4 to 5 months, like everything,
Yeah. Okay, so this is interesting. You know, we're talking about the skincare, and I know a lot of ladies, you know, have some issues with skincare. Not only ladies, even men.
Yeah, everybody.
You know, everybody. So people
people
need to take care of their skin.
Yeah.
And you know, perhaps you know, to some people this is a big challenge.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to use.
Definitely, yeah.
And here you are telling them that your company BKK is trying to, you know, help them in a way.
Yeah, it's gonna
Do
happen.
you have a website where they can go and get some more information about this?
Yeah, my website, I have a website, but you can purchase the product on my website. But when you go there, you can read about the product and everything, how it started. Okay, I can also provide advices to every woman that too much things is not really good. We have doctors, when you go to them, you have skin problem, they tell you, they just give you a cream. And you know, only cream can just cure your outside, and we have layers that we need to cure, which is in our body. Pimples come from inside. It doesn't come from just the face. So I would advise every woman outside there, before they go to my website, they should know first that they should take care of their internal, because that's what matters. When you take care from your inside body, then you think about taking care of your outside body. Because whatever you do here, this is what people see. People take expensive, they treat their body from outside, but what they forget is inside matters a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So inside matters. One of the things that the name of the website is?
It's K-Deux.net. It's K-D-E-U-X.net. So they can go there and read about K-Deux.
And K-Deux, yeah. So I mean, they can get information there.
About the product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the different layers of your skin.
Yeah.
And everything comes from inside. And then all that you need to do is to be careful with what you're taking inside.
Yes.
Because that's what triggers whatever problems that you may have from inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the supply chain, because if you're doing business, you want to grow big.
Yes, definitely.
So what kind of a supply chain that you have?
Right now, I'm just making it small from home and export, like giving, like when people order personally, like I said personally, like if you order it, I send it to you. If other people in Malaysia right now, I have people that are helping me ship it around the world because I'm not there. I have more things in Malaysia than this side. So what I have, if anybody order from Belgium, from Europe, I ship it through here. When they order from Africa, they ship it from that side. But I don't have a lot of quantity yet. So my reason of being to New York is to see if there is opportunities where I can have mass production, and I can also have help other people outside there and tell them this is what they're supposed to use for their skin, and this is what they are not supposed to use.
So this makes me think about a small business. You know, anybody starting a small business needs some sponsors to grow up.
Yes.
They need to get a good supply chain. They need to invest, and they need investors as well.
Yes,
so this is what you're looking at the moment, which is very good. I understand your case, because a lot of people of African origin, they have great ideas, but they lack some sponsorship, you know, some investments where they want to go to the next level, you know, in order to realize their dreams.
Yeah.
And this is what you're looking.
Yeah.
So somebody might be watching now, and they understand that you are doing the skincare and hair loss products that may help a lot of people. And all is organic, is natural.
Yes.
So somebody is watching, and they're asking they're asking themselves, why should I invest in this business? I mean, what am I getting out of it? So what do you have to say?
Actually, I'm very, very confident of what I'm doing right now. I know that if anybody do it, as I said, you will never come back with a regret, because I know that I put my hard work on it. I make sure I do something good, that when you invest in this, my business, you will not regret. Because I have already people around me that compliment on the product, whether it's men, whether it's women. You understand? So I believe if anybody is out there that want to invest in this business, you're not going to regret, because I have already so many people from around the world. It's a small business, but I can tell you that my product has been in so many countries so far. Yes.
So it's been a pleasure to have you. But before I make the final closing remarks, so is there anything else that you want to, you know, let the people know?
as I've given my number out, if there's anybody out there that want to ask questions, that have been suffering from pimples, you don't need to buy my product. I will be there to help anybody that's willing to take care of their skin from outside and inside. I can recommend you things that you should take even if you don't want to try my own stuff. Yeah.
All right.
And
so
also thanks the radio stations that give me the chance to tell them about my product.
All right, so we are happy to have you here in the studio, Miss K-Dieux Baldi.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for coming to the studio.
Thank you, Sarah.
I
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed the interview.
I enjoyed too.
Yes, and all the best. And I, remind people that if you have skin problems, you have heard about the products that she is producing, and you may try that and see whether that works for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you much, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.